Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining me. It is Linda Anderson from Linda Lou Creates, and tonight I am sharing a two-sheet wonder. We all know about one-sheet wonders, but this time I have a two-sheet wonder. I also wanted to bring in one of the in colors that will be retiring here in a couple months when the new catalog comes out in May. So tonight it's Purple Posy. I don't have a lot of it, but it's definitely in every card that you see here. So tell you what, let's get started. So my paper is 2 6x6 sheets. All right. Now I am using the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper, and this happens to be two-sided, and this happens to be the same sheet of paper cut down to 6x6. Pick whatever you have, all right? Whatever 6x6 sheets you have works just fine. So let's go ahead, and I am going to show you how to cut this to get started. So let me find my paper trimmer. Here it is. All right. I guess that would help, huh? Okay. So let me make sure I have it all in here, and I'm going to start with the first cut, which is going to be at 3 3/4. All right. What I did, I just stacked the two together. All right. So I have the two sheets, and it's not cooperating with me. There we go. So let's put this at 3 3/4 and give it a quick trim. All right, this section, I'll come back to it. All right, let me just set it off to there. So 3 3/4 by 6. What I'm going to now cut this at is 5. I think you know where I'm going now, because 5 by 3 3/4, that is like my favorite little size to put on the front of my card. So, all right, so I have those two pieces. And then I have this little strip here that is 1 inch by 3 3/4. Okay. All right, let me bring this back in. And like I said, I'm just keeping it together here. And now this measures 2 1/4. So I am going to cut this at 2 3/4. All right. And that's it. Just those couple of cuts, and we're going to make 5 cards out of all of this. So here are the pieces. So let me just get my trimmer put away, and I want to get started with the 2 cards that make use of these, the 3 3/4 by 5 inch pieces. Okay, let me bring in the samples to show you. Excuse me, and here we go. Just some simple sentiments on the front. This one makes use of a little bit of that scalloped edge ribbon that's in the Purple Posy. So let me just show you how I made these. So, all right, they are going to be, let me get all the goods here. Card bases are Blackberry Bliss, my top folding that I love so well, 11 by 4 1/4. That's all of them. Okay, so now I have my piece of Purple Posy for both of these cards. It is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So let's go ahead and get this put together. So now that I've got all my stuff together here, sorry about that. I feel like I'm out of sorts right now. So, okay. So let me just go ahead and adhere this 5 by 3 3/4 down to the panel that is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. And I'm going to do the same over here. I know, for me it's confusing whenever I use the same paper. When I flip it over, I feel like, oh no, I used the wrong side, but I didn't. So, here we go. And I'll show you where I got those sentiments from also in a moment. All right, this paper, or this card, I decided to put a little bit of the ribbon on. So what I'm going to do is bring in some of my tape runner and just put some of that on. Okay. And get it over here on this side. Now I'm ready to go. So I can figure out kind of where I want the sentiment to go. Of course, I try and make it straight. And let's go ahead, get the ribbon down, and then just fold it to the back. Okay. Now it's time to adhere this down to my card base. So I'm going to do just that. Let me just make sure I have that ribbon with extra adhesive on. All right, things are moving around. Here we go. All right, let's get this put down to the card base. My sentiment for this and the dies are the Stitch So Sweetly. And the sentiments then also are from the So Sentimental stamp set. All right, so terracotta tile. That happens to be another one of the in colors that we'll be retiring here soon when the new catalog comes out. So just kind of giving you a heads up that if you like these colors and want any, these types of things, cardstock, inks, those types of things, embellishments, designer series papers that have that color in, they're all going to go away. And they do go quickly. So I want to make sure that you're aware so that you can scoop it up if you'd like. Just like here, these playing with patterns, resin dots, they're going to go away. So get them now while you can. So let me go ahead and get started on putting some of my embellishments down. Okay, here and here. There, I'm done. That's all that one, all the time involved with that one. So let me just take these off to the side. Let's bring this one back now. Here's the sample. Maybe if I brought it into frame, it would be a little better. Let's go ahead and get this one adhered down. Now remember though, Purple Posy, no ink for this one. This was the one that it really gave them trouble as far as getting a good quality ink color to be maintained throughout the life of your project. So there is no ink when it comes to the Purple Posy, but there is Stampin' Blends and cardstock. So be sure, and the embellishments and designer series paper. So don't forget to, like I said, to scoop it up if you want. So there we go. Thinking of You. This is a sentiment that I stamped using the Blackberry Bliss. The sentiment comes from the Rooted in Nature set. And I just used the layering dies, circle dies rather, in order to get that, the circles there. So I'm just trying to find my embellishment. There it is. All right, Rhinestone Jewels. I used, this actually is the Calypso Coral that I used Stampin' Blend and to color that. So now I have my own rhinestones. I am looking for, here it is. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you, things are just going every which way for me here tonight. So I had a friend over for some stamping. We had a blast. And there we go. It's always fun when you can get together with people safely, of course, but it was still a blast. So there, I'm leaving this one as is. So very simple in that regard. So, all right, 2 of the 3 cards are done. So let me bring in the 2 pieces now that measure. These are 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to use both pieces and bring in, I have the supplies. Let me just, here is the card we're going to make for that one. Okay, so let me just slide this one up here. This time I have the 8.5 by 5.5 card base, thick white. I also have a piece of, oh my gosh, what did I measure this at? I'm going to have to take a peek. Sorry, let me just measure this. So I have 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 by 3. And what I'm going to do here is adhere both of my rectangles onto this piece. Okay, so I'll start with one. Try and get it on there somewhat straight. Let's hope we can do it. Let me get this out of the way so I don't get glue on that. Okay, so while the glue is still wet, I do have a little bit of wiggle room so I can move it if I need to. All right, now let me get this piece now adhered down. So 2 1/4, 2 3/4 is what these measure. And I am just putting them right side by side with each other. Okay, and now this is going to go down to my card front. Super simple here. Now this paper is the ice cream corner. That's it, ice cream corner designer series paper. So it's that really fun ice cream corner suite of products. So I thought I would bring in the bundle. It's the sweet ice cream bundle, and that means it's the stamp set and the punch together. Save 10%. I almost said 50%. Holy moly. I am really, you're probably thinking deal, huh? Oh my gosh. All right. I have a square here from the Stitch Squares. This measures 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 is then the piece of terracotta tile underneath. I stamped in Bermuda Bay from that sweet ice cream stamp set that You Melt My Heart. So let me go ahead and get this mounted to the center of my card. And let me just make sure the way my day's going. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking the way my day's going, I would be putting this on upside down. Now, out of the Ice Cream Corner Designer Series paper, there is a sheet of nothing but ice cream cones. So hold on to your hats. I fussy cut this out. I am not much for fussy cutting. I am, like I said, I am a lazy stamper. So I avoid some of those time-consuming things. But I did do that. It didn't take long. So here we go. I wanted again to pull in a little bit of the purple posy. All right, so next thing I'm going to need are back with these resin dots, and let's just pop a couple of those on. Sometimes I like to do them in 3s, or at least an odd number, usually. All right, not always. I don't always do that, but today I am. Uh-oh. Let me do this one again. I seem to have messed up on that one. Of course, because I'm doing live is when I mess it up, right? Okay, here we go. Now, all I need, this is the cool ribbon. I thought I had the spool here. I don't. But it is a striped sheer ribbon that is gorgeous. It makes beautiful bows. And because of it being the sheer ribbon, it is very good at laying flat. All right, not completely flat, but there's not a huge amount of bulk in that knot, so I kind of like that. All right, I'm just going to pop a nice little bow right here. That card is complete. Sorry, I keep popping out of frame. So, did I do anything on the inside? Yeah, thank you, because you melt my heart. All right, so here we go. What happened to my... Let me pop another one on, okay? Told you, if something's going to happen today, it is happening today. So, there we go. All right, now I'll show you this finished card. Mamma mia. All right, now the next two cards are fairly similar. So here are the samples. And if you'll notice, it's actually the same two sizes of pieces that we cut of the designer series paper. They're just kind of put in opposite order. Here the bigger piece is on over top of the thinner strip, and here it's the other way around. So just a fun little way of mixing it up there. So here we go. Let me bring in what we need on these cards. So it's all the same. The card base is the Blackberry Bliss top folding. Purple Posy, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, because I have a 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of white. I've gone ahead from the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set, stamped the You're So Cool. And I do have a oval with a scallop of Purple Posy. And I stamped the ice cream cone, used the punch, had some fun and put it together. Love it, love it, love it. So here we go, same dimensions. The only thing you'll notice is the stamping is done kind of in the opposite corners. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me get, I'm going to do it a little backwards from my sample piece. Okay, and so this is how we're going to put it down. So just flip-flopped the big pieces and the strips, what's on top, what's on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get these put down. So let me start with this one. On either card, this measures 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. All right, 3 1/2, 2 1/4. So let me go ahead and pop this down. And then this strip is 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And because it's 3 3/4, it will just go straight across the width of the white panel. Nice. This is going to go down to the, I do have a little bit of overhang here, so let me tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off. And now I'm going to put this down to my Purple Posy layer. Okay. Now let's pull this one. The first thing I'm going to do is that 1 inch strip, put that down, and then, so these are actually going together fairly quickly, so I know it helps that I already have things stamped and what have you, but they really are, once you get things cut out, you can go fast with these. Any papers that you want will work. So like I say, don't feel like you have to use the same papers I do. I just want to be able to highlight, like I said, the colors that are retiring, the in colors. So sad to see them go, but it means there's new colors coming. So that's always exciting. Okay, so let's get this down to its Purple Posy layer. And then we'll be able to get these down to the card base. So let me bring those in. And okay, here we go. This is sort of my new thing, is doing my main layer 5 by 3 3/4, and then just having a little hint of a margin of the layer underneath, so just going by with 1/8 of an inch bigger. So this is sort of my new favorite. I think top folding cards are always going to be my favorite, and but now I have this. It's coming up too. All right, so I have the ovals with some dimensionals already on them. So let's get those ready and pop those down wherever you think they look best. All right, there we go. I'm going to go with that one. And now I'm going to go where I want to put this one. Sometimes it's just what your eye sees and what makes you happy. So let's get this one. I'm going to put it up a little higher. There we go. All right. The next thing are the ice cream cones. Pool party for the cone, terracotta tile for the sprinkles. The cone itself, I used crumb cake, and then the hashtags, the hash marks, are out of cinnamon cider. Now, to mount them crooked or straight. Why don't I do one crooked and one, try and get one straight. That way, I don't know, the way tonight's been going for me, I'm better doing both crooked and be like, yep, I intended that. If you do it crooked enough, then it's like, yes, I meant to do that. So here we go. And yes, I meant to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same with this one. I don't trust myself. I am not having a good time here with things going. Well, let's do it. Let's take the plunge, be daring. Hey, I think we did it. All right. So now I am using the new In Color enamel dots. I love these things. I love these things. They are flat and go through the mail just wonderfully. I am using the cinnamon cider ones. So let's go ahead and pop a couple of these down. And right there. Let me get some on my straight, up and down, perfectly straight card. Let's see. All right. I think I'll try it that way. Time for a little ribbon. When it's this nice ribbon like this, you're going to want to use this. Being, like I said, the sheer and perfect for mailing. Yeah, get this ribbon and use it. It is stunning. And it ties really, really nice. So, all right, I'm just going to pop this down here off to the side. Let me see. I'm going to just trim this a little bit because it looks really off. There we go. A little better there. And now let me get my other bow on. And it will go, let's see, right here. So there we go. There are the other two cards. Love it. So an easy 2-sheet wonder. So take 2 6x6 sheets and have some fun with it. Cut them up, and let me bring in the other ones. So we have these two that are similar, these two that are similar, and then we have that one. All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Hope you are surviving today with that time change. It always messes me up. And when you're a bad sleeper to begin with and then you lose an hour because of the time change, I am actually ready to go hit the hay right now. And yeah, it's only 8:30, so, or give or take. So I'm like, yikes. So anyway, hey guys, have a great rest of your evening and I'll see you soon. Bye now.